everyone, welcome to a celebration episode of Path Exile, as this is my 30th episode of a Let's Play, my first time ever reaching 30 videos in a Let's Play. Yay! Now you may have noticed things like I now have 2,300 energy shield, and that's because I've done some changes, like I've changed around my helmet. I now have this crown of thorns I'm hoping won't hurt me too bad, because it increases the damage to take from attack hits. But it also gives me pain attunement. I'm hoping that will work better than the passive skill tree version did for my wand attacks. It did increase the power a little bit, not by much, of course, because as you can see here, it's like 190 or 90 actually to increase it that much. And I did Socket Herald of Purity and Spellslinger and 2 spells together, so that way they can all be used together. And I changed out my mitts. They're not, they're not much better mitts than I could have gotten before, than I had before, but it's basically just I was looking for something, anything, and this has chaos resistance and life and cast damage. And a little bit more, not much more, but some energy shield, some evasion to continue with helping with everything. And I changed out my belt finally for this Bated Breath. And all of these I did have in my stash already. Just the same as the Tweezle, Tesalio sign, and the Obliteration. Not the Ghost Wraith, of course, but yeah, everything else I already had in the stash. I was hoping I might have something else, but well, one more thing. Let us see here. I can craft one little thing onto this ring. What do I want to craft? Now, a lot of these I cannot use because I am only level 52. A lot of these are like level 60 crafting, level 64 that you find later on in the game. And because, again, this is standard, I have all these big old stuff. But I will take, I believe, this one. I want to do more accuracy. So yay. And yes, let us continue our celebratory 30th episode of the Let's Play with the Ruined Square. Let us make our way back to the cathedral. Cut our way through these monsters. Like a hot knife through butter. Yeah, they won't do any damage to me. I won't let them deal any damage to me. Yeah. We should be rocking it. Oh no, there was one more thing I had to do. So actually, before we continue to the Grand Cathedral, let us make our way over, you know, actually it'd be easier at this point, to Portalback Town. And take the waypoint to the Reliquary, because Lani wants us to find those torments from her gods to torment Kitava with if he ever were to attack Namakunui, the homeland of the Karui. And we definitely don't want him to attack that area. Not one little bit do we want him to attack that area. Actually, I should also, in between sections here, I should look around to see what I can level up in my, because I have like 20 or 40 gems equipped that are ready to level up, and I want to make sure that I have the stats available to level them up, give or take a few different things. Well, this is the Reliquary. It's a very expensive place where the Templars store all their looted goods, all the relics, either their own or maybe even other countries like the Karuis. Probably a place to have some Volish stuff in here.
Everything dies.
Maybe even some what other? Just other places that they've stockpiled and are hiding in here. See, hiding under these big old sheets. Now I'm going to cut really quick. I'm going to play I'm gonna cut here and play this, and then I'll cut back because I want to do the cutting thing where I play all these Kitava's hungers in order. So you will see that all in order in one moment.
Arohongui, daughter of the moon, was preparing for a feast to celebrate Tukohama's return from his war on the first ones of the Ezamites. Tafor, son of the forest, asked each of the birds to sacrifice one of their kind for the feast. He gave these offerings to Arohongui, who cooked them in a great fire-stone pit. Seeing all of those plump birds cooking made Kitava very hungry, and he offered to watch them, to make sure they didn't burn while Arohongui rested during the heat of the day. Arohongui thanked Kitava for his kindness, but while she slept, Kitava ate the cooking birds, flesh, bones, gizzards and all. Upon waking, Arohongui was furious to find that Kitava had lied to her, for saying that he would watch the birds when he truly intended to eat them all up. When Tukohama arrived home in his mighty canoe, Arohongui asked him to punish Kitava for his selfish gluttony. Tukohama, our father of war, agreed and pulled the sharpest tooth from his own mouth. He then asked Arohongui and Tafor to hold Kitava fast while he cut Kitava's face with the tooth. 2 slashes that blinded Kitava and formed a bleeding cross upon his face. From that day forth, Kitava would never be able to promise to watch that which he truly intended. To replace the feast of birds that Kitava had greedily consumed, Tukohama, our father of war, and Valako, father of storm, went fishing. Although Kitava was blind, he could still cast his line and feel when a fish took his bait. So Tukohama and Valako took him with them on Tukohama's mighty canoe. But while they fished, Kitava grew hungry and secretly ate all of their bait of grubs and worms. Disgusted and angry, Tukohama and Valako decided to use Kitava as bait instead. Valako used his own jawbone as a hook, impaled Kitava on it, and cast both into the sea. Kitava sank to the bottom of the sea. But instead of the fish eating Kitava, it was Kitava who ate all of the fish that nibbled at him, flesh, scales, guts, and all. When Tukohama and Valako hauled a fat-bellied Kitava back up from the sea, they were even more furious and knew that Kitava must be punished one final time. Tukohama, our father of war, and Valako, father of storm, took Kitava to Hinekora, mother of death. They asked her to kill the greedy Kitava, for
he's greedy,
their tribe would starve if
and they're thinking they're going to kill him
to live among them.
Just for being greedy?
Yeah,
that would not teach him the lesson he needs.
Death would not teach Kitava the lesson.
I don't know if he really needs to be beaten with whip, but
Instead, Hinekora beat Kitava with a whip woven of her own hair. To Kitava, each strand was a searing lash, and so he wore.
I don't know what this lesson will serve, but it's being given to him.
As Hinekora drove him
and apparently these gods are maybe like manifestations of actual people in some fashion.
There she left him to suffer. Without water,
as we've just killed innocents, now we're fighting Kitava.
Of eternity. And there, Kitava remained.
And yeah, all he wants is revenge.
In the darkness of Hinekora's
clad
island.
This is Utala.
Beyond measure. There he suffered, waiting for the day that he could return to the world.
So he became a
to slake
prophet
his
of
scorching
Kitava a long time
thirst
ago, maybe.
and satiate his ravening hunger.
Okay, so yeah. We'll be seeing all those in one moment, but I have to continue to find the rest of them, and the torments, of course.
I need more mana.
But yeah, very interesting story there. Cool. Like I said, we'll
When
see
I'm
it there.
ready and not before.
I'll talk about it once I see all three of them, of course, but yeah, I'll have played all three of them for you right there. Just making a little mental note to myself that I'm talking about now that you've already seen the byproduct of. Byproduct? Just the product. The finished product. Man, speaking of finished products, what do you think of this little war going on, Witchie? You think that war will ever be finished? We'll end it and bring peace to the land? You want to take over the reins of rulership over this land? As you said, raid class served you well. But what will you do with all your power? That is the question on everyone's minds. Will you strike down Kitava and take over? Will you become a manifested god the way these people seem to have? Ah, another torment and a relic. And of course, let me cut out so I can read here. I'll be back in 1 second. So yeah, this is becoming a very interesting story that I'm reading here with Kitava.
I need more mana.
I wonder though, it did say he was blind, but Innocence is supposed to have blinded him, isn't he?
When I'm ready and not before.
Somebody blinded Kitava. I could swear that they said it was Innocence in a few zones ago. Oh, if you're ever having trouble in this area, it's probably because of these monsters right here, these Reliquarians. They are devastatingly strong for this area. They like to use Firestorm on you, and they ignite you so hard and deal so much damage. It's just a tough monster to deal with. You know, actually, as I'm making this 30th episode of mine, I wonder, Exile Con should be happening sometime around the time this video goes up, I believe. Maybe not exactly during, but maybe just after as well. Maybe. I want to know if Path of Exile 2 is a finished product. We'd love to see that, of course. All we Path of Exile lovers. We heard about it years ago. They played a demo of one of the areas. And I was kind of weirded out because they took the monster, the boss monster that they showed in that demo, inside a bunch of caves that was crumbling apparently overhead. But then they also made that monster into a monster in Path of Exile 1. Like I said, it was weird. Well, let us continue and finish, for me, Kitava's Hunger. Okay, yeah, so I just had my own question answered, and you've probably... Oh, here's a crafting recipe if you need it. But yeah, Tukahama formed that cross that's so similar, that's so familiar with, symbolic of Kitava, by cutting his face like that, and blinding him.
I need more mana.
So that's very... I could swear, though, I saw somewhere else that somebody said somebody blinded him. Oh well. I'm sure they may have said Tukahama. Like maybe it was Comb or something that said that Tukahama blinded Kitava. But yeah, to talk about Tukahama never being able to watch what he eats. That's literally a phrase we say here in America, that we're watching what we're eating because we don't want to eat too much. Of course, it also kind of represents that he doesn't really care about what he eats either. Especially with how they talked about with, how he was eating the chickens gizzards and guts and all. And the fish, the scales and bones and all. Yeah. They just didn't realize he wasn't really caring about the role he was watching and eating in. I still don't think that means he needs... I wouldn't agree to punish somebody for eternity for... Not every time. But for eating? No. This seems a little too vicious of a punishment for him to be eating. Yeah, that's just my friend. I'll probably block that out a little bit, because I don't know if my friend wants to be bothered by you guys. But hey, that is the Reliquary. Now let us return to the Overseer's Tower with the torments in hand and talk to Lonnie.
Not all slaves believed Utula's
Yay,
lies.
not all of them believed his
Some I know
lies.
have managed to steal
Don't believe
a ship
Andor's
and are
lies.
soon to set sail for Namakanui. Hopefully, with
Oh,
these
cool.
treasures on board, Valakor will bless their voyage.
That'd be very nice.
and
I'm
breathe
glad they stole a
deeply
ship.
into their sails.
You're not going with them?
No, I'm not going with them. I
Oh,
helped
no.
bring this curse down.
Yeah,
upon
you did
Oriath,
support Utala
so
quite a
I'll help
bit.
save what little there is left to save. Here, take something.
Yes, let
In
us
thanks
try to
for
save
your
what we
part in
can
preserving
while we're
the
here.
Karui way.
Hey, book of skill, yay. Yeah. You have more stuff to
You've
say.
sent the traitor to meet his ancestors, have you?
Yes, we
That'll
sent
be
him
an
to meet his
interesting conversation.
ancestors.
I'm no Hatungo, but I can foresee Utula walking a long road
Yeah.
of trial and suffering before he
Oh,
earns
that's a
himself
nice way to
place
put
at
it.
the ancestors' table. And just as
A long
Utula's
road of
journey
trial
continues,
before he
so
earns
does
himself
yours,
a place
right
at the
into
ancestors'
jaws
table.
of Kitava. I don't profess to understand the mind of a god, but I know the stories. Kitava is patient.
Yeah, that is weird.
He waited in the
Kitava
darkest
is
pit
patient.
of Hinekora's realm. He will bide his time while his hunger spreads like the plague it is, and when his tribe is replenished 100 times over,
Yeah.
Kitava will rise one final time.
Kind of a good
to
thing
finish
he's not
the
able
feast
to,
that
like,
he has started.
go into the sky and just
Oriath
devour
is
the world
merely
bit
the
by bit like a
appetizer.
pie.
There's a whole world
He's
out
not
there
that big
for
a god.
Kitava to taste.
Yes, we've slain legends.
that
Let's
you're
see
a
if we can
hero
kill
and
God.
can
We've
slay
already
legends.
kind of killed
Let's
innocents.
see if you can
We beat
kill
innocents
God.
at least. What do you have to say about Bannon?
Bannon is
Yeah, we didn't get to talk to you last
unexpected.
time when he showed up.
At least, he's not the sort of Templar that I'm used to dealing with. His ideas about innocence almost make sense to me. The way he worships innocence and receives such power
Aw.
in return.
That's kind of sweet.
It's like his devotion actually brings out the best in his god. But how is that possible? A god is a god.
Yeah, Bannon
They
said that,
bless us and they punish us, not the other way around.
Bannon said
Yet
it
for
best
Bannon,
himself. How do you say it?
Somehow it's different.
The believers need the God as much as the God needs the believers. King's
The King's
Feast.
Feast is an ancient ritual born of less enlightened times. Long before the Karui followed the way,
Ugh, I
one
hate
tribe
this.
would conquer another and a feast would be prepared for the triumphant king. The main dishes of this feast were selected carefully
Yeah.
for the sweetness of their nature and the tenderness of their
That's a
flesh.
disgusting way to talk
You
about.
see, when
warfare.
the conquered fills the belly of the conqueror,
Yeah, that's what's happening in
two
Theopolis right now.
tribes become one. And that's what's happening out there in Theopolis right now. The tribe of Kitava is feeding upon the tribe of Oriath, and the feast won't end until two tribes become
We're basically
one.
fighting Jeffrey Dahmer's tribe. As I said last time.
Remember what Utula said about Kitava? He is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness, and we, his children,
Yeah, he
rise
did say
with
that,
him.
didn't he?
It was there all along, in eyes too bright and smiles too wide.
Yeah.
Cunning concealed by kindness. Conquest wearing the mask of freedom. I didn't see it because I was looking for something else. Hope.
Yeah.
The cult only wanted what it's
That
always
is
wanted.
very
To be
true.
born again in their father's image. They
Kind of
are
Earthstrong. I've
Kitava's
kind of
children,
helped them
the first
pave their
of his
way.
tribe. Unless you do something
Especially
about
taking
it,
out innocents the
they
way we
won't be
did.
the last. For freedom.
Yes?
Valentia, Bannon.
Bannon claims that a god now lives inside his head and talks to him. What's more common? Divine possession or
Yeah,
insanity?
that's cute.
I'll leave you
She's
to
very-
calculate the odds.
You know, strangely enough, for
Now, where was
Heidi
I?
and the witch's way of being so upfront about a body's a body, they still tried to remake the body into very weird little things.
The High Priest is dead, yet the object of his devotion remains. There's no doubt you did all right bringing...
Yeah, he did become a monster, that little burning golem
But you weren't
thing.
able to stop him fishing his master out of a river of blood. Damn. Sorry. I never could get the hang of boosting morale. Didn't seem right to polish the edges off harsh facts. Probably why I never made captain.
Talking about why he never got promoted
Been
again in the
poking
middle of
around
all
here
this.
for a bit and have turned up Utula's stash. Quite the magpie he was. So here, help yourself. When it comes to hunting a
Yay.
god, I suppose every little bit
Let us
helps.
loot the Lucha Magpie looted. Don't really care.
Innocence forgiven.
Well, this is nice. I now have 2 skill points to use. One from a level up, one from a skill quest. Now, I was thinking what I would really love to do is there were... what was it? Yeah. Yes, right here. Okay. So one of 3 things I want is I want that increased mana reservation efficiency. Now I recall I did not want to take that in our last patch during the Forbidden Sanctum because that used to be clarity mana reservation. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to take that because I'm going to put clarity on my life reservation. Well, now this is total mana reservation, so that would help a lot. There's this note here, which increases 20 maximum energy shield, 20 maximum mana, 20 intelligence. That's just good all around for what I'm building as myself as. And then just right here, I wasn't really thinking I'd need the chaos damage, even before I put on that Embalmer glove that I'm wearing now. But it would increase the physical damage and give me 20 extra strength. That just might be what I need. But really quick, let me see here. Really what I want to do is go to the hideout. Damn, it's already been 20 minutes. Of course, I do have quite a bit to cut out. So first, I'm going to take the mana reservation, effigy, and confirm it for an increase of... ooh, almost double the mana. Double the mana I used to use. And you know, honestly, since I did split the rewards, what I mean by that is one was a reward from a skill quest, the other was a level up. Honestly, what I'm thinking is I want to use the next couple bits of skill point rewards on certain things that I have in mind to do right now. And any level ups I get, I'm just gonna walk my way down here. So honestly, that's what I'm gonna start to do right now, like this. Take this passive mastery, and take this little passive node down here. Start walking my way down here, because I want to get to this wheel here. That would be very, very helpful. That's gonna give me a bunch of energy shield increasing for all these nodes. Spell damage, mana, energy shield, more energy shield. And a mastery for whatever one of those I want. Yeah. Really want that. Well, you know what? I'm going to cut again right here. I want to... you know, actually, I want to kind of put this episode together a little bit. Kind of preemptively before I finish this episode. I want to see how much time I have recorded already. So... you'll see me in 1 minute, and I'll be back when I get back. Until then, take care of yourselves until I talk to you again. Hello everyone, welcome back. Now, for the celebratory 30th episode. First of all, look at this etching. Well, it's not an etching, it's a painting on top of this relief on the floor of the square here. It's obviously Kitava with some very ornate tattoos and decoration around him in a ring, and I guess it's who we're going to be fighting as we go up here to take on Kitava. We're not going to be able to get into the cathedral itself. Of course, who wants to go in there anymore? Well, we head to the rooftop. There should be a way to deal with things from the rooftop. Here we see these statues, same as before. We see some zealots. And over here, we got this big old demon. These are Kitava's heralds.
I need more mana.
Really, I'm running out of mana still. You may have noticed I've lowered my HP a little bit more at my life because I've leveled up Clarity. Yeah, see it right over here, Kitava's Herald. Let's kill this dude. Just kind of as a challenge to stop the heralds from heralding the end of all times and whatnot. Ooh, he does a lot of damage, but we finally got him. Man. There we go, there's my energy shield recovered. There will also be another new monster up here on top of the cathedral. We'll just see if we can find it before we kill it off screen or something. No. A lot of Kitava's zealots are up here on the rooftop just kind of hanging out. I guess they're just kind of throwing stuff down into the burning cathedral now. Because that cathedral is not very well maintained at the moment. Cared for. Well, we're not finding that new monster, so... I will just tell you, it is called a... Wraith. Or is it a... No, it's a Widow. Wailing Widow. Oh, there it is. It died, but, it's a specter of a woman that, screams at you. I guess you could call it a banshee if you like, but, yep, Wailing Widow right there. And one of them dropped a Chaos Orb. Yay! Man, look at how big this cathedral rooftop is. Imagine how the cathedral inside would have been like. You think it would have been... That had to be one humongous cathedral. Would have been nice to see if it weren't so misused and abused and twisted and perverted. People are always twisting and perverting stuff. It sucks.
When I'm ready and not before.
I do also have some new gems set up. I figured I had the room for it and I wanted to set up something just in case I take a big hit or something. Cast when stunned. Cannot cast support triggerable spells directly. 51% chance to trigger the supported spells when you are stunned or block a stunning hit. The two spells I equipped that support gem are Frost Shield, right here, and Steel Skin. Steel Guard! No, Steel Skin. They are both kind of semi-defensive, so... Whoa. Looks like we've reached the end of the cathedral, and there's a Cradle of Purity here. Let us place... Innocent's Death Cry here. Whoa, that statue from the beginning of the game. It's alive. It's attacking us. It's Kitava, the Insatiable? Really?
More mana.
Yes, Kitava has been trapped inside this stone statue for who knows how long. And we just have to bust him out and kill him. We bring him down a bit of his HP and the Sign of Purity will fire a laser at him. Whoa. Knocking off some of the stone statue and unleashing Kitava a little bit more. Allowing us to hit him more and more. Kitava's attacks. Whoop. Let me go over Kitava's attacks really quick here. He likes to slam the ground, doing a wave, just like Brutus. He will drag his arms across the cathedral. And once we hit him once with the laser, he will have his arm unlocked, and he will dive his hand down into that into the ether and shadows, and bring out a bunch of little crawling dudes that will, and the gateway and the crawling dudes will all deal degen damage to you as long as you're affected touching them. See, like this, touching. I'm not touching you. You're touching me. I'm not touching you. Whoa. There's also that attack right there, where he summons a giant Exile sigil to deal damage to you. Now that attack is very interesting because, say I'm standing here and he uses that sigil attack. See how I just dodged it there? That's because from where Kitava sent. Whoa, he killed me. I wasn't expecting that. From the center of Kitava to where I am standing can be considered a straight line, and whenever he summons his sigil to attack, you see how it brings about these 4 little directional X boom areas, shockwaves to attack you, and summon the sigil proper. You can dodge out of the sigil by going in the 4 cardinal directions of the sigil and completely dodge the attack. And the cardinal directions will be considered from the straight line from you and Kitava, and you can go straight up to Kitava, down from Kitava, left or right of Kitava from you. It's very interesting. I'm glad I figured that out. It's pretty cool. That right there, his heart popped out. Jeez Louise. Whose heart pops out? Between the beast and Kitava here, we're really dealing a lot of damage to the enemy's hearts. We're giving them a heart attack. You ought to know by now. Other than that, that's really all Kitava has to offer in this battle. Ooh, Side's almost killing me again. Yeah, Kitava's strong. We're about to get Kitava down to half HP. Imagine what will be like when we get him down to no HP. Here's his heart. We can deal damage to his heart, of course. It's his body will be stunned while his heart is out of his body. Kind of like, well, not like Tubba Blubba, but his heart will summon little minions from, I don't know, little minions to protect his heart and deal damage to me while to protect his heart while he tries to recover. But other than that, we've hit him 3 times with the laser. This is the 4th time. Look at Kitava. Kitava's figured things out. He's trying to get that laser. Trying to get the sign of purity. How many more times with the sign of purity will we hit him with it? Whoa, he seems to be completely free of the stone statue now. Whoa, what's he doing? He's firing his laser! Oh no! What? I have been permanently weakened by Kitava's cruel affliction? I have minus 30% resistances. I fell in battle against Kitava. Sin, you rescued me. Thank you, buddy.
There is no shame in falling to a god. Shame lies only in
Thanks.
refusing to rise again.
I guess he beat me.
You shall soar.
Oh, I shall soar, and you're permitted to foresee? Cool, you have foresight.
Ascend to the peak of your loftiest mistake, and from there you shall pluck a single surviving hope from the jaws of immortal despair.
Really?
A ship sails for Lion Eye's watch, not far from here.
Lion's Eye Watch?
Be on it.
You think I should return to Rayclast? Maybe I should. Huh.
When I'm ready, and not
I mean, I can't beat Kitava the way I am now, not when he can fire his laser like that, but, maybe there's some way to beat him. If you ever want to return to the rooftop, you can go up here. Whoa. Looks like his laser affected the whole sky over here. And he also did destroy the sign of purity. So Kitava is much stronger than now that he's completely unsealed, which the sign of purity seems to be the thing that unsealed him. So that's interesting. You get no reward for no item drops for beating Kitava because you lose to Kitava. But there's a ship here, Lily Roth.
I'm Captain Lily.
She's
Roth.
Captain Lily Roth.
And we
Yay!
for Rayclast. Better to live in exile than die.
Yeah,
on
maybe it
this
is.
psychotic bonfire of an island. You want to make it out of here? You better get on board.
Witchy having
Make
tears and
it quick, 'cause I ain't
regrets.
got time for tears and regrets.
I'm not sure there's much Witchy regrets in her life. She knows what she's done. She knows where she's going. So Witchy, you've been beaten by Kitava. Where will you go next? I'm going to Disney World. No, you're going to Rayclast. Oh no.
Remember, this ain't no charity.
Yeah, we owe her.
You owe me.
Let us cast off
Cast off.
and go to Disney World. No, Lion's Eye Watch, where we will continue our adventure next time as we enter part 2 of the story of the game. We can of course always take a waypoint back to part 1, but that's technically in the past and whatever. Now then, Sin's in town. Let's talk to him and find out what to do. He's made it over here to Rayclast with us. And Lily also has something to say, but we will find all that out next time, and we can even see Tarkley on the minimap. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves and have fun. And thank you so much for watching 30 episodes of Path of Exile with me, EclecticAndrew. Bye-bye.